Hi there, I have here the K-5 Journal and Language Arts program. Here in the front you will find tabs that you can put in your Journal and Language Arts program to make it easy. The idea is that your student writes an entry every day in this journal. Here's some examples of how these journals look. You can see some different ones that we've done over the years. The pages look like this. Here's some practice paper in the beginning, and then the journal pages look like this. There's a spot to draw a picture, and then there's a spot for your early graded student to write in. They write a little entry. There's space on both front and back. And then there's paper in here for every grade level. So that's the youngest grade. And then as it gets a little harder, the lines get less wide and there's not dots in the middle. So they become the right grade level. Here you see them getting smaller and smaller so that it goes all the way through 5th grade. Then from the journal entry that your student writes, you're going to take the words that they got wrong and write them on the spelling list. Here's an example. Let's say that on Monday, these are the words that your student made errors on in their journal writing. Thread, peach, school, with, and which. Then Monday they'll practice those words. On Tuesday's entry they get a few more words wrong, so you add them to the list. The same on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So by the end of the week, there's a list of the spelling words that your student in particular got wrong on their journal. So instead of teaching your student a whole list of spelling words where they perhaps already know some of them, you just focus on the particular words that they got wrong. On Friday, you have a spelling test after your students practice those words all week long, and you give them this test, practice these words. Whichever words they got wrong, like let's say they got which wrong, they practice that word and add it to next week's spelling list. Another great feature of this program are the language arts lessons. Here's instructions for you as a teacher, and then there are language arts by grade level. Here's a list of things your child should be learning. By 1st grade, they should understand rhyming, periods and question marks. By 2nd grade, they should understand articles, abbreviations, etc., all the way up to 5th grade, where they're doing poetry, writing a simple composition, etc. Then there are language arts lessons in each of these specific topics. For example, here's a lesson on antonyms. A simple explanation that an antonym is just a word with the opposite meaning. Here's some examples. From learning these lessons, your student can increase their skill as a writer and be able to write better entries. Creative writing, homonyms, all sorts of different unique lessons in here. There's simple poetry, prefixes, suffixes, roots, all sorts of basic things. I really like this punctuation guideline. It makes it very easy to see. This is where I use a comma, this is where I use a semicolon, etc. There's spelling family lists in here that make it easy for you to teach your student spelling clues so that they can stop getting words wrong. There's also a dictation section. Here are Bible verses. There's also famous poems and sayings. These are all for dictation. They're based on grade level, so you do one that's easiest for your child. For example, you could read them a line from Shakespeare. You read it slowly while your child dictates it. There's different sheets in here based on your child's grade level, and they're going to write the date, and then as you read the poem or the article or whatever it is you're reading, they will slowly write it out here. You can check for penmanship there. You can check for comprehension. You can also check for how well they're absorbing what you're reading and how well they're able to write it without spelling errors.